Um, my friend Nicola shared something with me the other day that I found rather shocking about Emmaus. Having had good thoughts about Emmaus, I discovered that apparently what they do is, yes, they provide work, and they provide food, 3 meals a day, and accommodation for the homeless. Um, but the money that they provide, this is the UK stats. I don't know what it is in France. Actually, I ought to check to make sure that this is also how it works in France. But they give them 40 euros a week, £40 a week, which is way less than the minimum wage, and they have to work 40 hours to get that, which is £1 an hour. Um, but what Emmaus do apparently is that they take, because the homeless person, I don't know how that works. I suppose because they now have an address and accommodation. So they're claiming housing benefit, and Emmaus have the housing benefit. And then they provide 3 meals a day, accommodation, and this 40 quid a week. So I was quite shocked by that. You know, Emmaus are making quite a profit out of homeless people. She shared it. It was a podcast from the Guardian, and I will I'll share the link below. But it was the podcast was an interview with a guy who had been homeless and who had been with Emmaus, and he went eventually to college to Goldsmiths in London and did a journalism degree. And so the interviewer is interviewing him. He's now a journalist, and he's written a book called Down and Out something, but I can't remember the whole of the title standing out here because I don't write notes, as you know. So yes, it was very disappointing to understand that Emmaus are making a profit, and I think what he said at the end is that there is no incentive for charities that are making a profit out of people to make any changes to the situation that people are in. So if Emmaus are making a profit doing this, um, there's no incentive for them to actually move the homeless through from the situation they're in to a better position, and it's horrible. And it reminds me of when we worked at Restos, and people were Restos du Coeur, and people were coming in, and there was I've said it before, I think, in a blog. There was a guy that came in who um, I think had got a family of 5 children. I think there were 3 or 4 children, um, and he was coming in, and I noticed, um, yeah, he was sort of relatively smartly dressed, looked quite well, hair, cut, and I noticed over several months that his situation and his demeanour and how he looked just declined, and he looked really depressed. And I just thought, the whole homeless, hungry, you know, whatever it is, poverty just grinds and grinds you down, and you get ground down, and it's little wonder people then turn to drugs or alcohol or something. It's like self-medicating, and it's really horrible to see that, to see people being ground down by it. And I feel really, really lucky and really, really privileged that that sort of situation is just not going to be, luckily, will not be on my map. And there's so many people who perhaps think it's not for them, who could find themselves in that situation. You're just not that far away sometimes. You only, if you're living from hand to mouth and then you lose your job, it doesn't take long for you to go down that spiral. It's horrible. Yeah. So anyway, I'll share the link with you and see what you think. But yeah, disappointed about that. And I don't think Abby Pierre had meant for Emmaus to be what it is today.